Okay, hi, welcome to our PSO meeting. On the agenda is, has anybody got a request for donations? I have not received any for this meeting. We had one vote, one request last month from the Academic Bowl Committee that we did an online vote, and we donated $250 to that.
That was very much appreciated too.
Yes, it was. The high school principal had asked if we could do that, and he said thank you on behalf of Academic Bowl for your support.
You're welcome. Okay, anything else?
We have not, but we already approved the prom donation, correct?
Yes, it should have been sent out.
Right, okay. So really I don't anticipate any other requests coming through for the PSO. In the past, there may be that the high school department has asked for a sponsorship to help with some graduation awards to help pay for the costs of plaques and things like that. So we have a new high school principal. He's probably not familiar with that yet, and I just thought of it now. And he's knee deep in academic bowl preparation, so I'll follow up with him on Monday. Maybe we can do the same kind of request as we did for the academic bowl.
Okay. Old business. The clothing sale order forms, we have been asked by the 150-year anniversary committee to do the some kind of clothing sale. So we did set up with their logo white shirts. There's t-shirts, sweatshirts, and long sleeves. That can be found in the order form that was sent out to students last week. And also we have an online store that's open 365 days a year that parents can order directly. And it will come to their house. The link to the online store is http, I don't know what that is it a semicolon or a colon?
It's a colon.
A colon. What's that other thing called? sportsfactory.shop/western-pa-school-for-def.html #.
And we will get that added to our school website.
Great.
And that'll make it easier for everyone.
Because the printed forms, the hard copies we gave the students, is only good for this month. We're taking the orders and then they'll be passed out before the end of the school year. That's going to be an ongoing fundraiser, so every month the Sports Factory will send the PSO a check for our part of that to be added. My Color Run event, I did get an email from Tony stating, Tony Remus, that he would like to participate and help with that, but he didn't want to be in charge of it. Myself, I don't know anything about a My Color Run event, so.
Neither does anyone here. He was the one that brought it, but that we can kind of figure that piece out. He's willing to do that at any point in time. It's not going to happen this year with everything else we got going on. Maybe that's something we can kind of fit in with our 150th, but he can pull a group of police officers for a game and make it a fundraiser fairly quickly.
Okay, so we definitely want to put that on the schedule for next year. Okay, anything else?
Just in addition to the clothing sales, since they're going online, it might be a good idea, like maybe a monthly reminder sent out from the PSO to check. Because if it's online and nobody's like after the first month, they may forget about it and not know. So like maybe, or even quarterly after the meetings, friendly reminder, you can get 150th sales throughout the year, something like that, just a quick memo, something like that we put in Thursday papers just to continue to encourage people to shop.
Definitely. What about just that one page parent newsletter?
Perfect, that's
Can it be added here and
very-
there, just a one line?
very easily. That's
I refer
Mary-
to that
yeah,
a lot,
Mary-
just because it's quick
That's
to read.
Mary Beth's baby, so we can.
But we are pretty good.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
I was sending my newsletters to Jennifer Morris, who's out right now, and
Correct.
I got a response from a Sarah on Jennifer's
Correct.
account. But I don't have her last name to send her any more.
Correct. You could either send it to, just keep sending it to Jen's email.
She'll get it.
She gets
Okay.
both of them, so
Okay.
do that. But if you want, I'll write down the official. Can you read my writing?
Yes.
SVEREB.
Okay, thank you. And anything else from the old business?
Did we do ESBA 50/50 raffle?
We did not. Okay, new business. It's that time of year again, that we're gonna be seeking new candidates for the PSO officers. We will be sending home these nice, interest flyers that Mindy made up. And we'll ask somebody to, send them back in. And also like a brief description of yourself and, you know, why you wanna be on the PSO. And we will be voting on that May 1st. So I'd like to have these back by like April 15th, so I can get it in order. The next thing I wanted to ask about is, so the PSO sponsors the back-to-school picnic. And with that, we were using the money from the funds that we raised. What about if we can ask parents or businesses to sponsor? Like parents can always send in gift cards to help purchase items, or if they have a local business that's like where I live at, we have a donut place that's really good. And if you didn't live in Beaver County, you wouldn't know that. But I could always offer to bring donuts to that. Do you think that's something that we could possibly do?
Yeah, definitely. And we just, with any donation coming into the school, and it's all of the organizations tied with the PSO, we want to make sure we have our bases covered. And it's a conversation with Matt Campion as well, so he handles all the donations through the school. Tax purposes, just making sure that there's, you know, we're in line with receiving donations, all that, but yes, that is very possible.
Okay. So, okay. Because I would know that like McDonald's will always like donate juices or stuff like that, and it would help. So we don't have to spend that money, we can use it for the students.
So I think like asking like parents and things like that, will you bring and donate is one thing, but reaching out to businesses and things like that, and then receiving a donation of some sort, it's a different kind of level of, and that's where Matt needs to be involved.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
So basically, it's outside of.
Yeah.
Any other new business?
I think you're doing a fantastic job, and I know it's been tough trying to pull people in and helping, but just you're keeping the PSO alive, and we just gotta find ways to strengthen it, so.
And I can't wait for all the people that want to run for president and vice president, and I will be their biggest cheerleader. So make sure you look in your child's bag on Friday.
I'll email to members on our list too.
Thank you.
But your enthusiasm has been
Yes.
awesome.
Thanks.
It has.
And remember, we were also going to talk about the people that we give donations to, seeing if they would spend time to like volunteer at a thing. When are we going to address that and see how that's gonna?
I mean, that's an ongoing thing. The next thing that we would need some volunteers for is probably, there's Family Learning Weekend, but I think there's plans for that. But then not till next school year, we have a block party, which PSO does concessions and things like that, and pulling in volunteers to really operate that, that's gonna be a big one. So I think at the closing meeting, maybe a strategy is developed, and then it is at the kickoff PSO picnic kickoff meeting, recruitment needs to happen there, and pulling in volunteers at that time, because that's where you're gonna have your biggest pool of people,
Right.
of parents. It's that, May Day, and,
Family Learning Weekend might be a good time to also have some of these laying around so
That's
parents
a-
can pick them up,
that's a very good idea.
along with order forms for the shirts,
We put together a little,
a little packet.
right?
Maybe we can do a who we are, PSO who we are, with a packet of this and that, and have it for the Family Learning Weekend.
I found a really nice newsletter that John Irwin
Yeah.
made a million years ago, but I could probably, it's really nice. It's like a 3-page, this is what we do, same idea. That, I did have a question. If I do anything, can I put the school logo on any papers that come out of the PSO? Old example.
Not that one.
I know everything's old, but my question is, I've not recently seen any school logos on our things. I didn't know if that was not permitted.
No issues.
It's okay, yeah, I know.
It's a WPSD organization.
Okay, so this was nice, printed out in color, and he did membership, and he did, kind of wrote a letter, hello, and like, he wrote stuff from the bylaws, like what we do, I think it's pretty nice, I wish.
You could probably pull an image from the website of our logo and
Okay.
put it in.
Well, why don't you
Or-
ask Matt Campion just to send you the template?
I wanted to print out. I didn't know, we were like,
He made it easier.
but yeah, we're trying to do a little better.
Yeah,
If we have some.
but I know everything has to go through Mary Beth first, right? And then I get it, send it to Jen after that.
That's fine too. That's fine too.
I think you were asking too about students volunteering in.
Right.
Like, as payment for donations.
Do you remember they
We would
come
have
out?
to like say how many hours equals, that's what we were talking about with volunteering.
So it's, what are you looking for, like using WPSD Kids?
Right, kids, like the prom committee came and they asked for a donation. That's fine, well, we have it to give to them, but wouldn't it be nice if we could say, okay, we're gonna give you this donation, but we'd like you to do like 2 hours of volunteer for this club, or for the academic bowl, or for, something,
Like a community
Yeah.
service type thing.
because it's,
But they're directly related to some of the requests that.
the request, for them. So if somebody's asking for 300, then maybe it'll be like 3 hours or something like that, do you know what I mean?
So kind of creating a scale of monetary donation amounts equating to hourly, like community service, something
Yeah.
like this. That's something we would need to discuss, review, and vote on as a committee for sure.
We have so many different clubs, the boosters club, and stuff like that, but it seems like we're kind of separate too. We could all be helping each other in some way.
I have no objections to that, because a lot of the organizations like SBG who's planning the prom committee does all kinds of community service as part of their obligations in running the organization, you know what I mean? But,
Maybe,
it's just finding the mechanism to make it work.
Right.
maybe even if we didn't go hourly and just said like volunteer for one event, or maybe not make it so
So-
specific.
Like, that's always an obstacle. For example, like when we host the basketball tournaments over the weekend, the issue is housing. So, say we may not have room to hold the kids we need for volunteers. We have had kids that have come to volunteer, they were local and on their own time came to do those things. So that's just one kind of example, one of the obstacles that we often deal with. And but I have no objections to putting kids to work.
I'm just saying, you don't get anything for free nowadays, so. Anything else? My favorite part. The close of the meeting. Our next meeting is gonna be May 1st at 6 p.m.
Good. Would you mind CCing myself or maybe Mary Beth? Are you gonna reach out to Matt again so you can share the link? And then if you can just CC myself or whatever, that way we can just follow up too.
Okay.
Dr. Farmer will make sure it happens.
I will make it happen.
Matt
What is
puts
that
it on
area
our
that would make
website.
it? Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Sorry, I was looking down and writing. Sure.
Bye.
All right.
37 minutes. Well, less than that. That's good.
Dr. Farmer wanted to know, were any people